Hello YouTube, it's Die Hard here, and I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. After this video, you may hate me or you may like me. I don't know. It depends. It depends on how you react, I guess. I don't know. So we're just gonna get right into it. TPP Reckoning. We had a whole bunch of stuff happening that week, right on the show. We had the debut of NGCT, Frontline Strike Zone, the pre-show, the pay-per-view or CPV, the Die Hard interview thing, all that good stuff. We had all that stuff. And it all boom, 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 one after another throughout that week. Really cool. So for those of you that don't know, TPP launched onto YouTube on my like my very first YouTube channel that I made in like 2005 or 6 or whatever. It was like Metal Headed 87 or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, it was on November 19th of 2009, and it was on SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 on the 360. That was the first episode of TPP. And through the years, we've moved to different channels, but we've always maintained the same name, the Power Plant or TPP, and it's always been associated with Die Hard. And so, after X amount of years, numerous different situations that have occurred with different people, different groups of people, I've come to one realization, and I'm always going to be a wrestling fan my entire life, no matter whether I die today or I die 60 years from now. I will go to the grave as a wrestling fan because I grew up seeing the Montreal Screwjob live. I saw The Undertaker return at King of the Ring in 2000 in the Triple H and The Rock 60-minute Iron Man match. I saw that live on pay-per-view. Like, I saw it as it was happening. I saw, like, the golden era of wrestling, and I was exposed to the Attitude Era and then, the Ruthless Aggression Era. I mean, wrestling, it's kind of gotten stale a little bit now, but I still tune in when I can when I'm not sleeping. With that being said, so back to TPP. So here we are. TPP started November 19th of 2009, and here we are. Today is May 16th of 2014. That's 5 years ago, or almost 5 years ago now. It was a very long time ago. Actually, when I started TPP, I didn't think I was actually going to stick around and do it for as long as I did. And and as you saw, this guy hit me, and I was very upset with that in this thing here. And I got out of my car, and I think I killed him. But back to what I was saying. So I started, losing interest probably in 2011. But then I found a way to re-spark the interest by finding new people to work with. And that was the thing. I found new people, and it sparked interest. It was like, man, it's like, that's cool. I got a great way to be interested and want to be involved, And so I did. I did that for there, and then in 2012 and 2013, and about midway through WWE 13, probably it was right after the relaunch. I mean, I was doing some offline stuff, and I started we had these amazingly good storylines, like really, really good storylines. But my interest or the drive, the passion that I had in 2009 just wasn't there anymore. And in 2010, the passion was not there. And it wasn't because I retired Die Hard out of in-ring action, or it wasn't because I wasn't the TPP champion, or it wasn't because like Monroe or somebody wasn't on the show. Those were not the reasons why I didn't have the passion or the drive. The reason why was simply because, I'm not saying I'm old, but I'm getting up there a little bit, and like I was saying, I mean, there's been a lot of incidents throughout time, the course of this 5 years, with numerous different assholes in this community. Yes, I just said assholes. Like I said, some of you may hate me, love me, whatever. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. So I've had numerous interactions with numerous different peoples over stupid shit, and I've never complained or cried about not having respect, as people put it. I've never I've never considered anybody direct competition with me. It shouldn't be like that. It never should have been, but people think that it's okay to do that because they think it's okay to be an asshole constantly, which is fine. A lot of people accuse me of being an asshole when in fact I'm the good guy here in most of these situations. But irregardless, so what I did in 2013 to try to make things rekindle interest for me was by starting up the developmental program. I met a couple of new guys. I met some other guys I could work with, some new guys in the community or newer guys in the community. And we were happy. I was kind of happy, but I was still not as interested as I used to be. Maybe it's because I have a jaded opinion now because of everything that's transpired throughout the years. But I was like, man, I don't know. And developmental was fine or whatever. And then we had the little fallout with a couple of developmental guys, which was fine. No biggie. But so when 2K14 rolled around, the TPP roster was going to be much larger at the beginning of 2014. Much larger than what it was. And so I kind of pulled the brakes on that. And then recently, we announced NGCT right before Reckoning, and we debuted NGCT right the week of Reckoning. So I just I was trying to grasp at straws and garner interest, not for others, but for myself. Because I've been asked this numerous times. People always say, Die Hard, why do you make the shows? Why do you do TPP? Some people say, and these are some of the various responses. Some people say I just do it for me because I'm a glory hog. Some people say I do it just so I can try to get views on YouTube. Some people say I do it, because I just like making shows. In all honesty, I've always done TPP for me. I've said that numerous times. Now, I'm very grateful that people watch it. If somebody stays here and watches this video through its entirety, I'm very happy. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you follow TPP throughout the years, thank you very much for that. It has been really fun at times, and other times it felt like it was just pulling teeth. But yeah, I didn't make the show just for me, just because I'm a glory hog. I made the show for me because I wanted something that I could watch that I made. And I've been involved with wrestling stuff my entire life, and so it just kind of naturally fit. So I don't know. I guess if somebody was to say, why did you make TPP shows, they were made for me. And I mean, yeah, I used other people to make that happen, but not in a use them as in I don't like them. I use them for, their characters, or the storylines that they could bring up, things like that. That is why I use them, and I'm sure that they were well aware of that. I mean, it was great. The support we've gotten over the years has been great, but life will continue on, and unfortunately now I don't have the same interest that I had. Like I said, I don't have the same interest I had in 2009. I just don't have that interest anymore. It doesn't exist. I don't have the drive to make the shows the same way. I mean, we pulled it off with Reckoning, but at that time it was already getting stretched a little thin for me because I've been doing this for a real long time, a real long time. I actually think I died coming up here. Yeah, I do die up here. But I've been doing it for so long. I bought the WWE games year after year after year after year. The servers have been shitty year after year. Every year there's something wrong. And it's just I could think of so many different ways I could spend my money. It's truth, it's honesty. And some people say that this is just a cop-out for me saying this. It's not that. I'm being honest with you. I'm sorry. I never changed my name. I never changed who I was. I've always been proud of myself. I didn't have to change my gamer tag and claim to be somebody I'm not. I didn't have to change my show name and say, oh, we're brand new. Come look at us. I was like, hey, look, my name's Die Hard. I run TPP. Whether you like me or you hate me, my show is here. And at this time, at this juncture, when it comes to online feds or online leagues, online cause shows, TPP is the longest running. I don't care what anybody says. TXW would have been, but they deleted their old channel. I've yet to see any decent cause. I mean, I was showing support for CCE before, its little shutdown or whatever. Had they not, some of those people not said the shit that they said. I'm not trying to point fingers, but yeah, I'm not going to support little bitches. And that's what 95% of this community is, a bunch of little bitches. There's very few people in this community that I would consider a friend. A true friend, not a friend that's just going to try to get a little bit of recognition or try to, get a little happiness from somebody. And I say that because I'm right. And I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to list off who my friends are. If you're not on this list, tough shit for you. Okay, because, you know, it just means that in some way, some shape or form, you did me wrong. You want to know who my two best friends are? Devin Martin and Jordan Moore. Hands down. I've known those guys for so long. They can almost probably they can think what I'm going to say before I even say it. Like, they probably knew that this video was coming before this video was even recorded. They have had my back since day one. Literally, since the PS2, back when the first, you know, SmackDown vs. Raws online were coming out and stuff. They've had my back since then. Those are my best friends. They've been with me through thick, thin, you know, crap, good times, bad, everything. They've been there for everything. They've been my best friends. Suey, Sinister Smiles, Damian Gamer. He's another very, very good friend of mine. A very close personal friend of mine. Me and him have talked for hours upon hours in parties about not video game stuff, real life stuff. Because he, you know, much like me, has children. And then, of course, the fifth animal. A lot of you seem to really hate on Fifth. Like, you really talk shit about him. But why? And see, that was the thing. We figured this out. I figured this out this morning when I was talking to my friend on Skype. You guys some people took offense to the video he made when 14 came out. And so that's a reason for you to try to shit all over his show? Come on, man. At least his show's still around. What was that? What happened to CCE? Oh wait, yeah, they posted up a video announcement announcing their closing. Now they're magically coming back because they were going to merger with RWU. Right. And so Fifth is probably, I consider him one of my very good friends now. I don't care if you hate me, love me, whatever. If you don't like him, I don't care. That's not on me. That's on you. If you don't like him, you don't like him. Who cares? So, yeah, I don't know. I consider Fifth a very good friend of mine. Very good friend. I consider him a close personal friend of mine. Very, very close personal friend. Let's see. Who else would I say? Nick Virtue. I've known Nick since 2010. I consider Nick a good friend of mine. I think he'd have my back in most situations, you know, because he doesn't tend to go with the herd, but you know, it is what it is, and he's not afraid to speak his mind. And that's why I respect Nick so much. He's not afraid to speak his mind. Ingamator, or Ing, he's in Power. He's a very good friend of mine too. He's a workhorse. Now, speaking of that, I'll get to that in a second. And Afro, I consider him a good friend of mine as well. So, like I was saying, okay, workhorses. Let's see. What was it? Cameron Bash. Somebody had said Cameron Bash was the workhorse, right, of CAW because he was working on 3 episodes, like, at once. Congratulations. Welcome to 2014, dude. I mean, I'm not saying, like, here's the thing, dude. You weren't the first, and you sure won't be the last. I mean, I used to work on, like, 6 episodes at a time, plus the pay-per-view, CPV, whatever. And, yeah, so there's your workhorse. I've been doing that shit since, like, 2010, 2011. So, yeah. But, anyways, that's neither here nor there. The point of the video, right? That's the big thing. A lot of people want to know what the point of the video is. What's going to happen to TPP? Well, if you haven't surmised it yet, there's not going to be a TPP anymore. For the simple fact that I don't have the drive. I don't really want to do it anymore. I mean, I've had people approach me about maybe taking it over, and of course they say that they're going to, you know, run it, you know, justice. But for me, I just can't see myself doing that. TPP is my creation. I birthed it. I made it, you know. I botched that flying forearm there, but then I caught it with the Japanese arm drag and stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. I just, as much as flattering as that is, I can't see myself doing it for the simple fact that I just can't. It's too, TPP is too personal to me. And I don't expect people to understand that. It's a very personal matter. And I don't know, it's just, I hope that everybody, and I apologize to those of you that I haven't gotten to work with that maybe wanted to be in TPP or that were on the developmental programs, you know, and you just didn't get your big opportunity, or, you know, like 16-Bit J. I mean, him and Hannah worked that amazing Divas match and stuff. And Rodriguez did really good in his match as well. And Anderson, because I always gave Anderson a lot of crap. You know, I do apologize to you guys. I know that you guys are probably thinking, man, what the heck? You know, NGCT just started up. And NGCT was brought in to help try to build interest for me. I even tried making an additional show, Warzone, which you're seeing one of the matches from Warzone right now. I brought Warzone in to help build interest for me, you know. And unfortunately, even though I added these things thinking that this was going to help, it didn't help. It hurt in the long run, you know, because I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can really tolerate it anymore. It's not the people, not necessarily the people I was working with or the crap that came with it. It's just after X amount of years of doing it, you just get burnout. You get tired. And I've been doing it for, you know, a long time. Very burnout, very tired. And I want to enjoy my life. I'm not getting any younger. You know, that's the thing. And, you know, it's not that it's goodbye forever, but TPP is goodbye forever. I mean, I'll still upload videos more than likely on my YouTube channels, but this would be the last video that goes up on the TPP Frontline channel for the simple fact that I'm not going to give you guys that false promise. I know I did this most recent time, you know, after we relaunched into Reckoning. Everybody may have been like, man, it was looking good, storylines were progressing, this and that and this and that, and unfortunately, you know, the interest for me wasn't there. And I tried my damnedest, guys. I tried. I brought Nick Virtue and I got Rycav in. I reestablished we had new people come in, and I thought that everything was going to be hunky-dory and everything was going to work out, and that, you know, hey, I was like, hey, you know, everybody's just going to be like, man, you know, with all these new guys, and if I'm just going to automatically feel support again for TPP, and I'm just going to want to, you know, do it. And it didn't happen like that. That wasn't the case. As much as I want to believe it would have been, it wasn't the case. Because it's just not the way that it happens. I mean, I may do stuff offline, you know, or something like that. Or I may even play online matches if I can ever connect to the frickin' server. That was, you know, that's really crappy on WWE, but yeah, show-wise like this, like online, I can't do it. I can't. I don't want to. And the characters that I created on TPP or for TPP, you know, those characters will stay for what would have been my TPP stuff, you know. But the other new characters, like, you know, Cerberus or them, they can go wherever they want. You know, they can do whatever they want. And I don't want any one person to think it's their fault. It's not because I became the TPP champion. You know, we knew he was going to be the TPP champion 4 months ago. Or actually more than that now, like 6 months ago. We knew a long time ago that he was going to be the champion. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's people like Orion James. As much as I liked Orion James when he was in TPP, I hate Orion James now. I'm sorry, I can't stand him. I can't stand you, Claus. You literally, like, you were like one of those guys that sold your soul to the devil, right? That's how they would say it. You sold your soul for a little bit of your 5 minutes of fame, and you got squashed in a match. Great booking on their part. But, yeah. Anyways, I'm just going to wrap. I didn't plan on this video being almost 20 minutes long. I'll say that. I didn't plan on it being almost 20 minutes. And, you know, for those of you that stayed and watched TPP through the years, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, honestly. But this is the end. I mean, I know we've had other videos that said, is this the end, or this is the end, but this really is the end. At this point, it's official retirement. I'm hoping people go post memes about me. I hope you do. I hope you post, oh, finally Die Hard leaves. Or maybe you want to make memes about my wife or my son again. I mean, let's see how mature you assholes can really be. Let's find out. Because now, it doesn't matter. Because I get to go through my Xbox friends list, and I get to find the ones that have been sent to me with recordings of being in Xbox parties, talking shit while claiming to be my friend at the same time. So if you get removed, you know why. You'll know exactly why. It won't be any doubt in your mind. So if you get removed, if you made it this far into the video and you get removed from my Xbox, or I unfollow you from Twitter, or I unadd you on Skype, or I unfriend you on Facebook, or I take you off a kick, you'll know why. You know why now. Because, see, as much as you say you're my friend, I've got other friends that record shit in parties, just in case. If something like that comes up, and maybe they are trying to get on my good side. Maybe. I don't know. But I've never caught them saying some negative shit. So, it is what it is. So, for those of you that are, you know, going to stay in CAW, as you guys, I don't know why people call it CAW, but for those of you that are going to stay in CAW, good luck. For those of you trying to get into it, good luck. You know, I will leave you with one final nugget of information, one final nugget of advice and experience. Don't brown nose. Be yourself. Don't kiss ass. Be unique. Be genuine. If you feel that something's wrong, a situation is wrong, then say it. Don't be a sissy. Just say it. You will get more respect in the long run if you just say it. I mean, sure, people are going to hate you. They're going to call you an asshole, call you a douchebag, call you a prick, call you every name under the sun. But guess what? At the end of the day, those people, are those really the people you want to work with? People that are going to talk shit about everybody? Come on now. But yeah, guys, so this video is wrapping up here. I'm just going to let it play out this match. This would have been the 4th match on Warzone. And this gives you guys an opportunity to see the Warzone arena. As you see, most of the episode 6 cycle was already finished as this decision was made. I even thought about coming in and re-recording episode 6, and we were going to change everything. We were going to change some stuff, but I was thinking about it, and I had a nice, like, 3-hour sleep today, and I thought even more about it, and I decided what I was going to do. And so, like I said, for those of you looking to get into CAW, I guess, you know, good luck, whatever. Handle your business, okay? Handle your business and leave it at that. And, yeah. So go ahead, post twit longers, make memes about me, whatever you want. Dislike the video, I don't care. What am I going to do for future videos? Probably GTA. I might play some WWE, Call of Duty, you know. Play some Metal Gear Solid when it comes out. Gonna be picking up that XB1 and the PS4, you know, since I had that time, so... yeah, you know, all that good stuff. Plus, maybe I'll upload videos from my new car that I got. I don't know. But anyways, so as always, I am Die Hard, the man, the mind behind TPP. If you stayed with me this long, thank you. And I will see you guys the next time I upload a video. It won't be on the TPP Frontline channel, but it will be on the TPP 2K channel. Feel free to tweet your hate to me at TPP 2K. I've unblocked like everybody, so I'll see you guys later.